All right, Buff Nation. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday. I am back breaking down our newest transfer that we got this week, and that is Simeon Price. Most recently played at Coastal Carolina this past year, spent 3 years prior to that over at Mississippi State. Now, Simeon Price isn't a running back that's going to, make serious headlines with him coming out here. I think before I get into the breakdown, just want to say, I think that he works his way into a rotation here with the Buffs, or at least that's what I'm hoping to see, because he does bring a little bit different of a skill set, I think, than what some of the guys have that are currently in the room. So y'all be sure smash that like, subscribe, join this live. I promise we're not keeping this one too long. So if you want to get your comments in, get them in now. But let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So Simeon Price, one of the first things that really sticks out, 6 feet, 215 pounds. Micah Welch is one of the bigger guys on the roster. Dallan Hayden is kind of one of those guys, a little bit smaller in size, but can have that 3-down type of size and skill set if you need him to. And DaKalon Taylor is kind of profiled more as like that sort of scat back. So it's nice having a guy, let's say somebody such as Michael Welch goes down and he is our goal line back. How do we run? How do we run in the backfield with him out? Simeon Price, 6 feet, 215 pounds. Yeah, I like that. Now, let me get into the pass protection right here. 80.8 overall grade. No penalties. That's fantastic. Now, smaller sample size, 12 snaps, but nonetheless, you love to see the fact that he gave up no pressures, hurries, hits, or sacks. And I like that. So he's somebody that, as a 4-year player, as you can see down here, he has been at Mississippi State 3 years, in Coastal Carolina this past year. This is what you would expect of a guy that has been around the college game going into his 5th year, right? To be somebody that takes a jump in their pass protection. Now, had only 2 pass blocks in 2023 at Mississippi State. 2022 had 25 and had a 56.5 grade. That's respectable. Only gave up a hit and a hurry, 2 pressures, but no sacks. So hasn't given up a sack throughout his 39 pass block snaps. I think that this is probably going to be the role in which he's able to earn his way on the field easiest. That's what I'd like to see. Now, you guys are probably most interested in the rushing. Let's go ahead and get into that. So the rushing isn't that impressive. 44 attempts this past year at Coastal for 136 yards. That's only 3.1 yards per attempt. And yards after contact, 2.3. You would like to see more, but at least he's getting yards after contact, right? I think he did rush for 4 first downs. Yeah, this past year. Again, no penalties, caught both of his 2 targets for 7 yards. So I don't really know if he adds too much in the receiving game. But yeah, again, a guy I think that's going to get some of those dirty yards for you if needed. And, might have some nice goal line upside or red zone upside depending on injury. If you guys are kind of wondering where do I project him as, I kind of see him, of course, right now behind some of the more proven guys that we've had. DaKalon Taylor comes in with the most experience out of this group in terms of just a snaps and production level. Dallan Hayden had some time at Ohio State, played a little bit for us last year. He's a guy, going into his 3rd season now in college football. You'd like to see him take a jump under Faulk. Micah Welch, somebody that we saw great flashes from this past year, a little bit of a bowling ball type, maybe with a little bit more speed than somebody like Simeon Price. I think that, out of those 3 guys that I just mentioned, it would not shock me to see any of those guys kind of establish themselves as the go-to back. But I think Simeon Price's role is going to be more of insurance on the rest of this backfield, which at this point, guys, we're in the middle of June when this is being announced. I'm totally cool with that. It's nice to have somebody who has at least been at the SEC and G5 level coming in, adding to this room. I don't really know what else you could expect at this juncture, right? So we'll see what he can do. I think he's going to be more of a reserve for us, but I would much rather have a bigger back if we have some guys go down to injuries than having to rely on some walk-ons. And as much as I love Charlie Offerdahl, maybe Charlie Offerdahl is better than this guy. I don't know, but I think he can pass protect much better than Charlie Offerdahl, at least by grades and statistics. So nice to see that he had some time, like I said, at the SEC level. If it is, any sort of indication, I did kind of go back and look at his transfer announcement when he left Mississippi State. And it did seem like a lot of fans, at least on Twitter, were kind of bummed to see him leave. A lot of, this is on the staff, or, go be great. We misutilized him type of thing. I thought that was pretty interesting. So if we go back to 2023, let me pull this up. Maybe it was 2022. I thought he played in a bowl game. Yeah. So super small sample size here, but some Mississippi State fans talked about his performance against Illinois in the bowl game in 2023. And he played very well against Illinois. 7 rushes, 68 yards, averaged 9.7 yards a carry. You can go find his highlights there, on YouTube in that game. And yeah, yards after contact going up against a Big Ten defense, 5.86. Can he bring more of that level of production and efficiency here in the Big 12? I sure hope so. That would be great to see him finally kind of put it all together. But there have been some specific games in which he played really well. You can see here in 2022, against Alabama, week 8, had 8 rushes, 36 yards, 4.5 average. That's great. So we'll see what he can add to the room. I think that he's a little bit different type of a back than what Marshall Faulk has currently had in the room. And again, somebody that I think at the very least, let's say we're trying to come back from a fairly large deficit. We got to run some 2-minute. I think Dallan Hayden is probably most likely going to be that guy. I mean, we'll see. Maybe DaKalon Taylor is just electric in the passing game, and so he's going to be on the field. We'll see what he can do in pass pro, in those situations. But like I said, if there's points in the game in which we just need a guy to really, really pass protect, I think that he's a guy that can do it. So welcome to the Buffs, Simeon Price. Excited to see what you can bring, to the Buffs, man. Happy to have you here. Hey, Lady C, hope you're doing well. And we got another Buffs running back, Lady C, saying yikes. And of course, don't give a damn. Did you forget my challenge I had to you? Is like, say something positive for the first time in your life, man. Like, holy moly. Is he another body in the room? Like I said, I see him as a reserve, but I do think he does bring, some skills to the team. He's not just, would you rather have him out there compared to some of the other guys that we had to see, during the spring game? I would much rather have Simeon Price. Now, I will continue to beat this drum. Can Michael move the man to running back? I would feel much better about the room if we had just another really, really good athlete there in the backfield to support Dallan Hayden, DaKalon Taylor, Micah Welch, those types of guys. Cam Michael, I think he's a better athlete than all of them. And I think it's his quickest path to playing time is playing running back. So we'll have to see. Keeping this a little bit shorter of a stream, but I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We'll see what he can do come fall camp, but I'm glad we got him here. Give me Simeon Price every time over a Bautista. Give me Simeon Price over Charlie Offerdahl. I'm sorry, Charlie, but I got to say it. So hope you guys are having a great day. I'll be back later on. Go Buffs.